Welcome back. Today we are making dish soup using only palm oil, 100% palm oil. Remember, palm oil can be made using fire bleached or chemical. It can bleach it chemically, but there's a difference. If you bleach your palm oil with chemicals, it is best suited for hot processed soap making. However, if you bleach your palm oil with fire, you can comfortably make both cold processed and hot processed soap without issues like instant thickening or seasoning. All right, and one thing about palm oil is that it does not really like too much water, unlike tallow that stretches easily. Palm oil don't like too much water. That's why if you made soap with palm oil and you add water, when the soap start curing, you see your soap bending. It's because of too much water. Palm oil don't need too much water. Now let's test run this palm oil dish soap. Yeah, let's test run it to see how foamy and how well it is lathering. It lathers so well. The video is not doing justice to the lathering of this soap. It is lathering so well. And again, using palm oil to make soap naturally it produces a hard and long-lasting soap bar. That is one of its biggest strengths. Another thing people notice is that the smell. Palm oil has a very strong natural scent, and sometimes even fragrance oil cannot completely overpower it. So that's why in this video I made use of pine oil. So when you're making use of palm oil soap in your production, don't bother adding so much fragrance. Pine oil is a better option and it's cheaper because you cannot overpower the smell of palm oil, more especially if you use sludge. This oil I use in producing this soap, I use sludge, not even normal palm oil. I use the second grade palm oil. The second grade, that's what I so the smell is skunk, is strong, but the pine oil help to calm down that strong palm oil scent. So let's start the production already. So this lime and salt, put salt, this salt, leave it. So let's check our oil. It's still red. Please, this is a warning. If you are going to fire bleach your oil, make sure you are around the kitchen. Don't go and set your house on fire. All right, and don't make everybody in the house uncomfortable. And make sure you cover tightly. If you are bleaching in the kitchen, cover the pot tightly and check at interval every 20 minutes. Please, safety first, though. So we start off by measuring our oil. Remember I told you I'm using sludge palm oil, second grade palm oil. I use 100% palm oil in this production. So I just measure out the 2 liters of palm oil and set it aside. Secondly, please, if you have asthma or breathing issues, avoid fire bleaching or let someone assist you because never leave the fire unattended though. Stay in the kitchen throughout this process. So we are measuring our caustic. 267 so measure our caustic and set it aside. Needed water. This 800 ml. Okay, inside this water we'll add our sugar syrup. The reason why we added sugar to this production is it improves the lather. Alright, sugar helps soap to produce that richer and bigger bubbles when you use it. Alright, it also help it give it that soap a softer, slickier feel on the hand. So sugar is important. It also helps in the gelling, to help the soap to gel properly. If you are conversant with heat transfer method and you want your soap to gel quickly, you don't want to waste time, add sugar. It will fasten the gelling process of your heat transfer method soap making. So just added our caustic soda and it reacted to the sugar, so that's fine. Remember we are making hot process dish soap, so everything should be hot. What I'm saying in the sense that you use the caustic while it's still hot. Don't allow it to cook completely unless you're making cold process soap. But if you're making hot process or heat transfer method, the caustic should be hot as well, together with your oil. Now, in this production I did not add any extra water. The 800 ml of water I use for dissolving the caustic, that is the only water I add to this soup. Now, if you don't want your own to be like that, what you need to do is to maybe I did not add any filler in this production. So eventually you want to add filler like soda ash. Remember what I said earlier, that one thing about palm oil is it does not really like too much water, unlike tallow that stretches easily. Maybe you might like to ask, can I add calcium or soda ash? Yes, they can, but calcium can make the soap chunky. It can make the soap chunky. You might also want to add or ask if you would like to add a sulfate. Honestly, palm oil already contains a high amount of stearic acid naturally. In fact, stearic acid used in cosmetics and soap production is harvested from palm oil. So palm oil already has natural hardness and stability without stressing yourself too much. Okay, so all those addictive is not necessary, but the only addictive I might approve is soda ash. So if you're adding soda ash, you work with from 100 to 200 gram of soda ash. Water should be 200 ml from this production. Remember, this is 2 liters production, so you work with that. All right, between 100 to 200 gram, let it not pass. Then the water you use should be also 200 ml to 300. Yes, remember, palm oil don't like water, so it will not stress you. So we just covered our soap, and I like to gel. We don't cover too much. 3 to 5 minutes it has gelled. So just add other ingredient, which is your foam booster. I just use small foam booster because too much foam booster can make your soap to be soft. Then you add in your silicate for hardness. Then after your silicate, add in your fragrance. Remember what I said concerning palm oil, not talk of the sludge I'm using for this production. Okay, so don't bother yourself adding so much fragrance. You can use pine oil. So if you are in a state, or maybe you don't actually have money for fragrance that is super expensive, you can make do with your pine oil. Palm oil has a very strong natural scent, and sometimes even fragrance oils cannot completely overpower it. I said it earlier, so that is just it, how to make your soap dish. It's very beautiful. Now, if you want to add what is it called? I want that soap like that. But you can completely improvise in the sense that you might not use 2 liters of palm oil completely. You might use 1.5 liter of palm oil, maybe 500 ml of PKO, or 1000 ml of palm oil and 1000 ml of PKO. You can twist it like that. It depends on what you want. So by twisting it like that, you get a lighter batter. Okay, unlike the one I've got, I have 100% palm oil, so the butter is kind of bit it's not that smooth, but it's okay, it's fine. All right, to me, but to you, you can improvise. 1 liter of palm oil, then 1 liter of PKO, or 1.5 liter of palm oil and 500 ml of PKO. Then in the aspect of caustic, whenever you're making soap with palm oil soap, many soapers reduce their caustic to around 150 gram to 160 gram per liter of oil. Okay, so just don't go below 150 gram per liter. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.